Good morning. This is Margaret Fetty at the University of Sewing as Facebook Live, and it's Saturday, and it's supposed to be 80 degrees today.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It does seem like we do this thing in Indiana where we go from winter to summer.
Yes. Something in the middle would be nice if we could put in a request.
I just don't think it happens. No. It's just always what happens here. And then I hear people say all these silly things about this is different somehow than last year. And I'm thinking, last year we said the same thing.
It's not.
It's just like that here in Indiana, you know? So you just...
we learn to be flexible, don't we?
Well, you know, it's like most other things. You know, the weather is not under our control. So, all right, so here we are today at Facebook Live, and today we are going to spend a little bit of time on something that I want to show you, because I really think that if you got an opportunity to do this, you would have so much fun. And we've got 2 events coming up, well, actually 3.
There's always something happening.
There is always something happening, yes. But we have 3 events. One of them is, do you own a Bernina long arm? And you do.
I do. Yes, I do. That would be me.
Okay. So on Saturday morning of May 14th, Betsy Carlson, who's a Bernina educator, she's going to be here, and she is going to show us lots of fun things that maybe you are not doing with your long arm.
I'm so excited, and I plan to have my notebook and my pen.
And yes. That is, you didn't have to buy it from us. Come and see and get some extra training from our long arm expert, a Bernina educator. She is so sharp, and she's going to have a lot of fun with us. And so if you already own a Bernina long arm, please sign up for that one on Saturday morning.
I'll be there. Come
okay.
Come play. Come hang out.
So then the other ones we're offering. In the afternoon of the 13th and the 14th, we are going to spend some time. Come on, let's go over here for a second, and let's take a look. These beautiful, these are considered sit down, but that's not really fair because I can stand at this one. As you can see, I can stand at this very easily, but this one is so darn cool because I can just move it to wherever I want. And yes, I could sit down at this. These tables extend out. This has this wonderful amount of room to work on. And even these other 2 tables, the little fold-up table is what you see. But the cool thing is on the little koala table, it extends out and has inserts you can put so you can make it fairly big. And the whole idea here is that you can have a dedicated space to do your quilting.
No matter how big.
That's right. You could be like our lovely customer, Connie Jackson. She's got the machine set up to do embroidery, the machine to sew on, and what she doesn't have is one of these.
Oh, Connie.
I'm teasing her right now.
We love you, Connie.
No, I think she's used up all the space in her house.
She might have.
I don't know. But I'm thinking if you want a dedicated machine to do your quilting so that you are not stopped because you have to like switch and change and try to quilt under your small space of your sewing machine.
That reason alone.
These are a much more budget-minded price points.
Yes.
And because this one's actually a pre-loved one, you're going to get a good deal on this one. That one is, those 2 are brand new, and we're going to have you sit down and actually play on them. We're going to have you try out the gripper ring.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So try out the gripper ring, try out the rulers,
and the little
try
palm
out
paddles.
Other stuff. And the palm paddles are really cool. And we got to order more of those. Don't let me forget about that. So we have all these really fun things that you can do on these machines. But you're like, oh my goodness, Margaret, I already have this machine and I have this.
True.
Do I really want one of these? Well, you know what? You can come and try it out.
Come and find out.
And it's really reasonable because any one of these, they're only half-day events, so you're not gone all day.
That's right.
They're only half-day events. We provide the chocolate. We provide the Bernina educator. We provide all of that for the very small cost of $49. And guess what? We're going to give you a $25 gift certificate to use in the store.
So it's not even $49.
No, really. It isn't $49. No. But we've got to have you here. we got to see you.
That's true.
We
You have
miss
to come
you.
in and play with them. They're cool to look at online, but
And you know, I haven't seen them in a while. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Come and
I've
see
got
us.
to point out, we've got East and West watching.
Aww.
Kathy and Mariana have both shared. And
Aw.
is there a giveaway today?
Oh, we have a gift giveaway.
We have. I have to get it.
Unsafety pinned all together.
Oh, what? Why is that? What is that
These
one?
are this is the backing stuff that you can use
gotcha,
to
gotcha.
sew on.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
because what you're doing with this is a really cute pattern from Cut Loose Press. And what you do is you create your own fabric using your scraps. So this is a really clever idea. What you can do is you can use this. This is like a sew-on kind of stabilizer stuff that
Gotcha.
you sew these strips onto, and then you sew the strips together.
That's kind of a neat idea.
So what you're going to do is you're going to be able to win this pattern, and I'll throw in the strips so that you're set and ready to go. The only thing you have to throw in is the scraps, and I'm kind of guessing you've got those.
If you don't, we can help you with that too.
Yeah, we can help you with that too. If you really need scraps, I can send you some scraps. Okay, so please share. We would love to have you share. And
Yes,
this is a really cute pattern.
It is
So
very cute.
we need to get this off to you with the cute little stabilizer pieces, and we will send that off to you. If you're not here locally and you win, and we will, we have an issue. You
handle
can take
that.
care of that issue. So we have got, we're going to give that away to the person who shares on Facebook. And then what we're going to do is, remember, you have to share on Facebook, and you have to tell us in the comments that you shared, because I don't know otherwise. Because most of us have privacy settings so not the world can see what we're doing. So wanted you to know about that particular giveaway. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about two things. I can't forget about the last event. The last event is on Friday morning. Friday morning, are you thinking about buying a long arm? Because if you're buying a long arm, or even thinking about buying a long arm, or you think you might want to buy a long arm in 2 years, we want you to come to the Friday morning event, right?
Yes.
Because we can show you the studio frame, we can show the pro frame, and let's go over here for just a second, Dave. And let's show them a couple of really cool projects I've been working on. So I set up the Q Pro frame to quilt these quilts. And these are designs that were already in the Q-Matic.
There are cute ones already built in.
Look at these little butterflies. So on this, the original design was really big. It was like a big butterfly. Well, with just a touch of a button and pressing my finger against the screen, I was able to create the size of that design I wanted.
I love that.
I was able to repeat it so that there's there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And I was able to make sure it fit exactly on my quilt, exactly where I wanted. And I didn't have to do any math. All I had to do was put it on there, and I could see if it fit.
I love that.
It was so easy. And then what I was able to do is I was able to have it stitch multiple times. Like I was able to say, okay, start at the top of my quilt, go to the bottom of my quilt, switch the stitching so that I didn't have to start and stop it at the ends.
Yes, right.
So this is really interesting. You would think it would be super hard. It's actually not. And you can ask anybody at the store. I can make a computer goof up in 5 seconds. I'm very good at it. So what I'm telling you is, if I can figure out how to do this, and so these are 2 quilts that I've been working on for my granddaughters. If you guys didn't know, I'm going to visit the granddaughters. So I'm working on these quilts, and the only thing now I have left to do is bind them. So this quilt, I actually used batting. We carry black batting, everybody. So and this quilt was pretty dark. So I wanted to use black batting so it looks really nice. I learned that I probably had my stitches a little too close together. And I'm still learning a lot of things about this. I'm just learning, you know.
So the cool thing is there are so many ways you can fine tune it, But even with all of that, that doesn't mean you can't have a finished project pretty quickly and fairly easily.
I was able to quilt this entire quilt. It's granted it's not big. It's
Right.
a little quilt.
Sure.
And I didn't put batting in this one. I just used flannel and I did this little quilt. And the reason I did that is I wanted it to be a little cuddly quilt, and
Absolutely.
I wanted to have them be able to take it to the park or wherever. This is one I want them to use until it falls apart and dies.
Yes.
So I did all of that. The whole quilting of this didn't take me an entire afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fast. So what I can tell you is that there's no reason you can't do this.
Absolutely.
Everybody, you may not have space for a long arm,
Sure.
but that's why the sit down, you can sit there and you can do it and it's yours. And you're not having somebody else do it, which is really cool.
There
Now,
is something to be said.
I'm not knocking all of our wonderful people who do
Yes,
them for other
of course,
people.
and they do beautiful work.
They do. And that's the other thing. If you're thinking that what you want to do is do this for somebody else, when you get ready to maybe end one job and you want to start this as a business, that pro unit will have you set up and ready to go, and you can make money off of it almost immediately.
And there is particular financing if you're going to do a business.
That's right. There is particular financing. It's called the Red Thread, and we can help you with that. So, but if you're even thinking about this a little bit, come to these
Just
events.
come
Come to these events. Okay. All right. So we're going to come over here. Oh, this fabric. Yes. And we don't want to stop. We just got in some new wonderful fabric from Italy.
It is so pretty. And while we're looking at the fabric, Margaret, have we talked about our fantastic thread wall since we have redone?
We haven't talked about the
and
fantastic thread wall.
Maybe Dave could give a tease over the fantastic thread wall over there, because it's just cool to look at.
Pretty cool right now. We
Yeah.
have actually got it set up. If you are needing some good thread for your serger, we carry a almost complete line of arrow lock. We've got maxi lock also. If you are looking for some decorative thread, we have the fabric from Wonderfil called.
Is that the razzle?
No, this is the Glamour.
the glamour. Gotcha.
Glamour. We carry an entire line of Glamour, and it comes in all these gorgeous colors, which you can use on your serger or on your sewing machine. We also carry a nice selection of Isacore, but we can get you any. If you don't see the color that you want of any of those, just tell us. We'll get it for you. Deco Bob. We carry Deco Bob. We
This
carry.
is fun to put to do your machine quilting.
Yep, I have done machine quilting
with the 80
this.
weight, yes.
Yes, the
Very
80
cool.
weight it's very almost invisible looking if
It's
you
kinda
match the
neat.
colors
Yep.
right. So we've got that. We always carry a little bit of Aurifil, but I know a lot of people buy different sets and things. Again, we're happy to order for whatever you need. So let's talk about, we just got in 2 gorgeous pieces of Italian linen cotton blends. And this is one of them, this gorgeous blue background with these wonderful flowers. It is so pretty. I can see this being used for a lot of different things, but the one thing I was really thinking is a little wraparound skirt.
Oh, yes.
I think this would be the cutest wraparound skirt.
Yes.
I love that. I think it's really pretty. The colors are gorgeous. So we're going to take you over to the other room. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about a couple things coming up also that I'm doing. So on May the 6th, I'm going to go speak to the it's not that way. Quilters Guild of Indianapolis.
There you go.
Their North group. I am going to speak there. And we are going to be doing that on May the 6th. I will be speaking there at 1 o'clock. So if you watch up in Indy and you are from around that area and you're part of that quilt guild, I'm going to be up there speaking. And it's all about stress-free sewing.
Oh, my favorite kind.
Well, sewing should not be stressful.
It should not be stressful.
And there's some really interesting, just very simple tips and tricks that we're going to talk about how to make your sewing less stressful.
Yay!
So we're going to do that. Then on May the 10th, which is a Tuesday in the evening, we are going to Columbus, Indiana. In Columbus, Indiana, we are going to be talking about quilted clothing. So I'm going to
kind of a
I'm
popular
taking,
thing.
I'm taking Alice with
You
me for
need
that
to
one.
take Alice
I
with
have
you
to
for
take
that one.
Alice with
Yes.
us for that because she's made those beautiful quilted coats.
Yes.
She did one out of a quilt. She also did another one out of piecing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool. She's going to help us with that. And then we are going to go in June to Olytic, and we're going to see the Quarry Quilt Guild.
Yes.
And we're going to go there on a Thursday evening, and we're going to talk about sergers.
That seems like an odd thing for a quilt guild, doesn't it?
Well, and a lot of people think sergers aren't quilters. And you know what? I'm going to just tell you that if you like to sew, you need a serger. You just need a serger. It's going to make your life a lot easier and fun. And you're going to be able to do much more interesting things. And you're going to be able to finish off stuff. And that stupid fabric that is rattling on you, it's the solution.
We've all had some of
Well,
that.
think about just the times you've thrown a piece of fabric in the laundry and you didn't serge the two ends and you came out and you lost 4 inches on each end.
But now you have this wad of thread. What a
Which
bonus.
is so useful.
What a bonus,
Not.
right? No.
No, said the person who had a brain. So, we are going to show you why you need a serger. The really cool thing is we're going to come back on Saturday. We're going to do a 2-part workshop. The workshop's going to start off with getting you to use that serger, no matter what serger you've got. We're going to get you up and running on that serger. And then in the afternoon, we are going to put together a quick t-shirt quilt.
Oh, fun.
So,
Fun.
let's get to learn how to use our serger. Let's come back. We're going to throw together a quick t-shirt quilt and you are going to have a ball. So, those are the things we've got coming up. And then after June, we've got July, and I'm going to BU, and I get to teach at BU. So that'll be really fun. And I am going to get to see my buddy Debbie Bean. She's going to be there.
Yes.
So we just talked to her on Zoom, and we get to see her on Facebook and typing stuff, which is no fun. I want to see her in person.
Yes.
I can't wait to see her and give her a hug and tell her how much I'm just like so excited to meet her in person.
Yes.
That'll be really fun. So there's so much coming up and you can be a part of this.
Let's recap just Thursday night, your new friends in Salem.
Oh, Thursday night we went to Salem. Boy, was that group a sweet group of people.
And you said very talented.
Very talented. They've
Yeah.
got some really good people in that group. I'm like looking at these quilts going, they can do better stuff than me.
Wow.
Really, really, really smart. And I mean, there's one gal who came up who apparently used to own her own quilt store.
Oh.
And I have to find her name. I know it's in our bag somewhere and I have to find her name. But she brought in 4 quilts, a bag, all this stuff she's doing.
Oh.
And her quilting, she flipped her quilt around to the back on one of the quilts. And you couldn't, because I mean, you were not sitting right on top of it.
Sure.
So you couldn't really see the quilting, except for in the center where all the silver was.
Oh my.
Was she had on the bobbin for just this one area where she did all this amazing, like, it looked like, oh, it was just starburst out from this
Wow.
design, and
Oh.
it was just stunning. And I'm sitting there going, I want to learn how to do that.
Wow.
So you know who I'm thinking I'm going to talk to about that when she comes in is Betsy Carlson. When she comes in to do,
Absolutely.
we're going to ask her how we can do those kind of artistic things where we can put a different color on the back. And how do you really get that tension set so that it just comes out right? I mean, you know, those are tricks you learn after doing it for a while.
Absolutely. That's
So
true.
it'll be really fun. Okay, so we're gonna come over here. Guys, we did Denise and I and
laughing.
Dave
I'm laughing.
switched around the whole shop yesterday.
Pretty much, yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
So, but it was mostly over in the world of
The
quilting.
quilting world of things.
It was
Yes.
mostly in the world of quilting.
Yes, because, you know,
So-
we want you to come in and have to look around for that thing that you wanted to find again. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
moved it on you.
Okay, we have. So what we did is we kind of left this a little bit like it was, some themed fabric right over here, some tulle on the bottom, some Amanda Murphy. You know, Amanda Murphy is probably at fault for why I'm even interested in this whole machine quilting stuff. I got to meet her in 2019 at the Bernina University and talk to her, and we've got a picture in the shop with me with her. And I mean, she just is just such a nice, inspiring person, and we are on her list.
Oh, that's exciting. I
Well-
was watching some of her ruler work videos the
Oh,
other day.
she's so
and then,
good.
of course, I had to come in and go, yes, that's the one I need, and that's the one I need.
I saw she's got a stack
Yeah,
over there. We'll get you taken care of. No worries. But Amanda, we're on our list. But you know what our list is right now?
3 years long?
How about 4?
Holy
I'm
cow.
thinking she's going to retire before we get to
Oh. Well,
But
Amanda,
she's
if you
so-
have any cancellations,
Right.
you know, we'll
Just
work
tell
something
us.
out.
We'll get you in. So, oh, that's so funny. Anyway, so we've got some wonderful Riley Blake fabric over here in about sewing. I love fabric about sewing. If you've been in here, you know I always have some fabric about sewing. We've got some Free Spirit that is kind of this antique-y old fabric from, you know, it shows the old patterns and stuff on the fabric. So that's really cool. But if you go right here, we've got this wonderful group of Free Spirit fabric, William Rue and some Tim Holtz. And then we've got over here Marcia Durst and her it is her graffiti line. And then this beautiful group of stuff from Northcott that is got these amazing, huge, big flowers on it. Come back down in some more Tim Holtz and this wonderful line called Prism from Wyndham. And then down below we have our fabrics from Hoffman. It's McKenna Ryan.
Yes.
And then we have some Rifle Paper Company that is absolutely stunning. And so this is kind of at the when you first walk in here, these are the kinds of things you're going to see. We've also got some RJR in this gorgeous line.
This is
Open Spaces. And Sally Kelly's new line is here too. And I think Sally Kelly does a really good job. Her fabrics are so vibrant. She's who did Solstice.
Yes.
And
yes.
we still have Solstice here. So if you're still liking Solstice, maybe you haven't done anything with it yet. We still, I think, have almost all the pieces.
And
of
I
it.
think a lot of this would play very nicely with that
Oh, it
Solstice
totally
line.
would play nice with it. So what's behind you?
What's behind me? Do you want to see what's behind me? Of course you want to see what's behind me. Look how gorgeous these are.
Yeah, they're pretty fabulous.
Those colors are just...
Look at it. It's just amazing. We've got here. I'm gonna.
There we go.
Very talented here.
I love it.
To do this, so we're gonna flip them all
They're
up.
so
they're
pretty. I want to
so-
pet them.
Well, you know, Banyan Boutiques has always done such a great job with their boutiques, and I never think we have enough of the ones that almost read like a solid.
True. Right.
So we just got the Shadows line, and this isn't the entire line, but we got a lot of it, and we'll get more as time goes on. And I just want you to know that we always keep a nice selection of boutiques.
We do.
So if you're looking for some to do things with, we've got a really great job of that.
If you've never sewn with boutiques before, you need to do something with it, even just a small little table runner or something. They are so fun to sew with.
They are, they just, they make everything look very jewel-like. I mean, it's just almost like stained glass.
And the fabric is just crisp and behaves well, and especially if you're a beginner or maybe you're teaching somebody how to sew, this is a great thing to play with.
Well, and I would just say use a Microtex size 10 needle.
Yes.
Because you want a really sharp needle, because it is a pretty tightly woven fabric.
It is.
The kind of cool thing about the boutiques that we don't think about is I have a feeling it's going to wear a lot better than just your typical cotton,
think
because
so,
it's
too.
so tightly woven.
I do too.
So, but if Dave takes a quick peek around here, look at what we've got going on here, guys. We have got your blenders. So
Boy, have we got your
we
blenders.
have got your blenders. So if you're in the state of Indiana, you're looking for something to match up with, you know, we have got
Or if you're in the state of Ohio and come visit your daughter, like the customer we had yesterday.
Yes.
Or if you're not in the state of Indiana or Ohio.
And you look online at our website, because this is all, and you know what? We use the pictures from the fabric lines when it comes to this stuff.
Right.
It's a little bit harder for us they don't do that with the clothing fabric, but they do it with the quilting fabric, and we use their pictures. So you should be able to get a pretty good estimation. But you know what? I understand what it's like. If you've got a specific fabric you're trying to match,
Yes.
tell us. We'll send you a sample. We sent home one of our customers from Seymour the other day. She came in. She only bought a serger, and then she found some fabric. And we sent her home, and she sends me back this little, I don't know what we were thinking. We gave her this little scrap of fabric, and we didn't put the numbers on it.
Oh, darn. Oh, darn.
But fortunately, this was so funny. She was such a riot to talk to. We both figured out what it was, and we worked together. We got it figured out, and now we're going to get her a couple of yards of fabric.
Wonderful.
She is coming back next week so that we can show her how to use her wonderful new serger. So
Beautiful.
I can't wait to have her and her buddy Mary. That was Joyce and her buddy Mary. They're going to come in, and we're going to show them all about their 64s.
Aww.
They just got the Bernette 64s, those air threaders. I'm not sure how much it's going to take to do it, because they're so
pretty
simple
easy.
to use. They're so simple to use. So we'll be doing that. But I want you guys to know we've got, if you've got a specific thing you're trying to match, and you say, Margaret, you know, it looks like these 3 fabrics are going to be, one of them's going to work. It's really funny, you know, when we talk about greens, is it a blue base? Is it a gray, you know,
Yes.
what is the base? Yellow or blue, you know? And so you might need an actual piece of the fabric to figure out if that's going to work.
Right. And we've also had customers text us their picture of their fabric and say, will you pick a couple? And then we'll pick a few to say, these might work. Sometimes they'll pick it online and say, yes,
Right.
send that. Sometimes they'll come in and look at them.
And we've even, you know, for like clothes, we'll have people say, you know, I'm looking for some buttons to go. I've already picked out this fabric you have, Margaret, because the buttons are still kind of our Achilles heel. We haven't gotten those
They're
all
not
online. They're
true.
not all online. So if you have a top and or a dress and you have, or whatever, you want to match buttons, and you tell me what the fabric is, I can send you pictures of all the different buttons. So we can do that too. But we want you to know that you're going to be able to come in here. We have lots and lots of blenders. So if you're having problems finding something to match up with your fabrics, and you've got a quilt, it happens all the time. I started this quilt 10 years ago.
None of us can relate to that story.
Oh my
can
God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking that, you know, when you are looking at that quilt you started 10 years ago, a lot of the colors are not the same today.
They have changed without a
They
doubt.
have changed, but generally we can get you in the same color family. We can get you same tones.
Sure.
We had a lovely woman come in yesterday, and she brought in a piece of fabric, and it was really interesting to note that we didn't have anything even close to it.
Oh, wow.
She uses it she makes dolls.
Oh, yes.
And it was this really interesting peachy color.
Yes.
And she said it makes great doll bodies. And we looked through, and she goes, you know, Margaret, I'll bet this color isn't available anymore.
That could be.
And I looked around, and we really, if she could have gone with something with either a print or something with a batik, we could have gotten her closer.
Sure.
So sometimes you're right. I can't match you exactly. But usually if you can go with, you know, something that has some variations in it, or you can go with something that has a print in it, we have a lot better chance of getting there.
That's true.
So are you working on something and you're having a struggle to find something to go with it? bring it with you.
We love to do
We
that.
love to help you. We really do. It's so much fun. Finding fabric for people is just, and it's funny. My employees for years, they always come to me when it comes to matching colors for alteration work.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason, some of you might not realize this, but part of our business has always been, we had this alteration tailoring part of the business. And so in that situation, we're always, somebody's bringing in a dress or they're bringing in a top or whatever, and we're trying to match colors when we're top stitching.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a heck of a big selection of thread.
Oh my. Yes.
We have a heck of a
Yes.
big selection of thread that we use in that part of the business. And I have taken some tests over the years. I have a really good color eye. I have a really good color eye. So I see a lot more colors than most people do. So, and I love doing it.
It's fun.
It is so much fun.
It's like a treasure hunt, I think, when we're trying to match things.
Yeah, it really is. So we have a lot of fun. We want to make sure you know today, if you share today, we are going to give you this cute little scrap tape zipper pouch as a prize, and we will include the stabilizer you actually do the scrap piecing on. And we'll go ahead and send you some of that and this, or if you can come in, we love that even better.
Of course.
We love to see our friends, and we love to see you. So I hope you can make it to one of our events.
Or all of them.
Or come to maybe one of the Quilt Guild things that I'm doing. Wouldn't that be fun? And so I think that, you know, we've shown everybody. Did you go and show them, Dave, all the wonderful things on the walls there? We've got modern.
The wall of wonderful.
It is a wall of wonderful. The whole front, the front right half part of the screen is going to be Northcott. So that's really interesting. And then we've got wide backs under that. And we've got a whole selection of more RJR stuff and Figo in here. There is a wide variety of fabrics, and I'm sure, will have something that will go beautifully with your next project. So what do you think?
I have no doubt.
So why don't you guys head over to universityofsewing.com and buy something. We haven't been getting that many orders online this week. I've been sad. I got so spoiled there for a while. But we're always online, so it's available if you need anything that way. Please let your sewing friends know we're here. We want to help you guys out and find what you need. If there's anything in particular you aren't seeing and you want, I can order a lot of stuff. So we will try to get y'all taken care of. We will see you next Friday at Facebook Live, where we will talk more things Serger. And on Saturday, we will talk about, I don't know yet, because something will happen this week.
It'll be a surprise to all of us.
Yeah, it will be. It's always like that.
It is.
You know,
I
it's
love it
funny.
that way.
My poor marketing guy's like, Margaret, what are you doing on Friday and Saturday? And I'm like, I'll figure it out and get back with
We'll
you.
let you know.
I'll get you back.
We'll let you know.
So if you guys have any suggestions of things you're curious about, but I do know we're going to get some new Northcott in, so I'm sure we'll be sharing that with you. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Happy Saturday to you, and we'll see you next week.